If you're a social media user, they are hard to escape. The AI photos that make you look older, younger, or like a cartoon character. The images themselves are pretty non-controversial, but the technology behind them and where that technology is housed is sounding alarms for some. On this episode of Real Talk with Micah Smith, we're talking about data centers, what they are, the purpose they serve, and the pushback they're receiving from the communities where they're located. Welcome to Real Talk with Micah Smith. I'm your host, Micah, and I am so glad to have you with us. According to IBM, a data center is a physical room, building, or facility that houses information technology infrastructure for building, running, and delivering applications and services. There are several kinds of data centers, including AI, what we discussed in the opening of the show. They're designed to support the workload requirements of artificial intelligence. Cloud data centers support public cloud providers, so think Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud Platform. Edge data centers are smaller and decentralized. They're designed to process data locally. Managed services data centers are managed by third parties on behalf of another company. There's also enterprise data centers, which are owned and operated by the company that's actually using them. And then there's co-location data centers, which is what we'll spend a lot of our time talking about today. A co-location data center is owned by a company that provides infrastructure for the building, security, manages firewalls and servers. The company then rents out space to other companies. CoreSite is a company that operates 2 co-location data centers in Denver and is building a new data center in the Globeville Elyria Swansea, or GES, community. The center will not be used to train artificial intelligence or facilitate machine learning. But community leaders tell us they're still concerned about the center's physical and environmental footprint. I met up with Alfonso Espino, community organizer for the GES Coalition, to talk about his concerns and what he's hearing from community members. Let's talk about the data center that has interest in locating within the GES community. What are you hearing from community about the possibility of the data center being there?
The first thing that really comes to people's mind is, what is a data center? Like, what is it for? And we've done a lot of work like educating our community about like what it actually is, because I think that most people can kind of get it, right? But we're also talking about like a new age of data centers, which this represents. But then the second thing, the more urgent thing, is when we like look at what the building is going to be constructed for and what it actually takes to run this facility. One of the things that becomes like glaringly obvious is like the amount of power, the amount of water that it'll use, and then also ultimately because of the power that it needs. Like, we're in a part of town where the grid has been depleted for a long time. Excel was already planning a substation there, conveniently right next door to where this data center is popping up. But that substation was for like future apartment buildings, like because of like the development frenzy that's been happening in that side of town. So what it means, and Excel would probably be calling this data center if it's operational and telling them to get off the grid because they're going to cause blackouts. And then what that would mean is that they'd have to turn on these massive diesel generators that would have to run nonstop while they're off the grid. And, CoreSite will say that they're only really going to use them for testing, certain amount of hours a year. But when you actually look at the reality of the infrastructure and how far behind it is, it means that it would be very likely that they would have to be running these massive diesel generators to continue their operations. And so what it means to neighbors in the most polluted zip code in the country is that they're building this thing right next to everybody's houses, right next to a future senior affordable housing complex, right next to our only public park in Elyria, right next to our clinic. And that means that the place that already has the highest rates of asthma, the highest rates of rare forms of cancer, now has to sit there as this company has to idle by to continue its operations once it's up and running, if we permit it to do so.
Have you been able to engage in conversation with the owner of this data center, CoreSite?
Outside of email communications, there's only been one public community conversation. This happened back in October of 2024. And that was like the first time that we had ever heard about it at the coalition. Like, dozens of neighbors came to this meeting, and again, like, not really understanding walking in, like, what is this data center? What's the scale of it? everybody walked away like pretty like scared, like, whoa, like this is not at all what we thought it was. Like this is actually insane how big this is. Each building, because there's three of them that they want to build, is going to be. They answered some questions that night, but then naturally it led to a lot more questions, a lot more concern. We've been worried about like depleting water pressures, right? That people won't be able to like have running water, people's electricity if there's rolling blackouts, right? Like we have a lot of older folks in the community that live off of oxygen. Like what does that mean for them? And so that was the only time we ever got to engage with them. Last year, when it started getting constructed, the first building, is when even more people just organically came to us at our organization, like, what is that thing? What's going on? Like, what can we do about it? And for the better part of the end of 2025, I was directly engaged in email back and forths with CoreSite and council member Darrell Watson's office, pressuring them to hold another public meeting because there's a lot more information that we had unearthed about data centers. There's a lot more concerns that have surfaced from the community, and we wanted them to, answer those questions, to engage in that conversation about, like, not just about answering the questions, but like, how are we going to be talking about protecting our neighborhoods from the impact of your data center? And so for 6 months at the end of 2025, we were trying to have a meeting by the end of 2025. That was impossible. And it was set for February. It's the meeting that happened a few weeks ago. And then the day of they decided not to show up.
The Globeville Elyria Swansea community, I've engaged with the GES Coalition many times just about your community, the love that you have. But it does seem like every few months there is an issue with inequity that you are fighting against. Do you think that locating in GES was a purposeful decision, just in terms of all the other inequities that exist in the community already?
I think it was purposeful, but when I look at it, I think it was an economic strategic question, because they wanted to be close to downtown. They wanted a parcel of land that was industrial. So obviously the history of the neighborhoods means there's tons of that. There's tons of development going around. I don't think that they really understood the history of the neighborhoods. That has been very clear to me. But what's also very disappointing is that we had council people, including our own council person, who didn't flag that, who didn't raise that as like a non-starter, right? We have the most polluted zip code that this council represents, and to have not like questioned like that this thing shouldn't even belong here, regardless of if it's a convenient location. Like, these people have been through enough. For us, that's what also really aggravates people.
Yeah, I guess the better question there would have been why you think they chose the Globeville Elyria Swansea community, but you did answer that question very well, Alfonso. Thank you. What happens next? How do you move forward from here?
Well, for us, we're interested, we convened and have organized a coalition, which sounds confusing because we are the GS coalition, but a coalition around this data center. And a lot of other neighborhood organizations, like the clinic, like some of the other organizations and neighbors, have joined in on the effort. Really, for us, it's about stopping this thing. And we're going to figure out any single way that's possible. We have to center the conversation around protecting the health of our neighborhoods, and that protection should include the idea that this thing shouldn't exist here.
Alfonso, thank you for having this conversation with me.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Micah.
Truly appreciate Alfonso's passion for his community. Now that we've heard community concerns, we want to hear from CoreSite, the company behind that data center in the Globeville Elyria Swansea community. A representative for the company joins us after the break. This is Real Talk with Micah Smith. Welcome back to Real Talk with Micah Smith. This episode, we're talking about data centers, what they are, the impact they have on communities, and also the tech industry. We just heard some community concerns regarding a data center under construction in the Globeville Elyria Swansea community. That center is owned by the company CoreSite, which already operates 2 data centers in Denver. The new data center will include 3 buildings with more than 590,000 square feet of space. It's located right next to the new National Western Stock Show development. And here to talk more about it is is Megan Ruskowski, CoreSite's Vice President of Marketing and Sales Development. Megan, thank you so much for being
Micah,
here.
thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here.
First things first, in your own words, what is a data center? Because even though we've explained it at the top of the show, I think there's more to say about what a data center is.
There is, and thank you for the question. So a data center is basically the invisible backbone of the internet. So if you have one of these, which I know we all do, you are actually a daily consumer and customer of data centers, which a lot of people don't realize. And I think another interesting fact to know is there are different types of data centers. So there are enterprise data centers that date back to the 70s when compute first came mainstream, right? And they still operate and run today, many across the city of Denver, right? This is when one company owns and operates their own data center. And then there are multi-tenant or co-location data centers. So imagine a mall where dozens of companies share space and utilities and have the opportunity to exchange data. That's the model that CoreSite is in. And then there are the hyperscale data centers. So those are largely called the AI data centers, right, that dominate headlines these days. So those are very large facilities built for one company, and that's where AI models are trained. So to be clear, CoreSite does not develop and operate AI data centers. We develop and operate multi-tenant data centers, which is much more efficient than companies owning and operating their own individual data centers.
Okay, that's really important context, Megan. What purpose will the data center serve in the Globeville Elyria Swansea community?
Yes, so as you mentioned, we have 2 data centers that we've operated here for over 10 years. CoreSite has actually been established for 25 years. So we've been a good neighbor to the Denver community for a really long time. So our dependence on these things and all the other connected devices we have just created a surge in digital services, which has increased demand for capacity. So we've run out of capacity at our other 2 buildings. So we're building a 3rd building in close proximity to our other data centers, which is important to our customers.
I think it's really important for our viewers to know what CoreSite is all about. Can you share your company's mission with us?
Yes. So we essentially are an interconnection hub. So we operate across the country, headquartered again here in Denver for a very long time. But we basically serve as the meeting place for communities, for companies, for networks, and for cloud providers to meet and exchange data. So this ecosystem creates the critical infrastructure required for 911 emergency services, healthcare, telehealth, online banking, social media, content streaming. I mean, if you want to listen to your favorite song, watch your favorite show like real time, would it surprise you to know that without data centers, viewers would not be able to watch your show? So this is really the critical infrastructure that data centers provide.
Why is the company interested in expanding to the Globeville Elyria Swansea community specifically? I know you've run out of space at the other 2 centers, but why this community?
So data centers choose sites based on where they're zoned to go. So this property was formerly a concrete plant, zoned heavy industrial, so therefore zoned for data center development.
Okay. Yep. We've heard from community members who are very concerned about the impact that the data center will have on their community and their environment. What is CoreSite's response to those concerns?
Yeah, first of all, we welcome those questions. We welcome all the feedback from the community. You know, we started developing that site a couple of years ago, so we've been engaged in active conversations with the community for a couple of years now, right? So we've had community meetings in the past. We have answered a series of questions. We've recently toured Mayor Johnston and a couple of city council members at our facilities, again, just to educate, because, you know, data centers are kind of an unknown. Unless this thing doesn't work, you really don't care what a data center is, which is fair. So we are just working to participate, to educate, and just really correct a lot of misinformation that's out there right now.
What would you like our viewers to know about CoreSite and your plans for the GES neighborhoods?
Yes, we're a great neighbor. We've been a great neighbor for the Denver community for over 10 years. We took a dirty, abandoned, contaminated concrete plant and we completely remediated the site. So in addition to our facility, we're creating green space with thousands of shrubs, 100 trees, park benches, expanded widened sidewalks and bike paths. In addition, just as a part of being a good neighbor, we recently donated $25,000 to the Swansea Recreation Center that's there so that they could build out a game room that'll be accessible to the communities or the families that visit that site soon. We also were able to work with the Jack A. Vickers Boys and Girls Club to donate $25,000 to refresh their STEM room. So we're always looking for ways to kind of get involved and active in the community.
Why do you think there's so much controversy surrounding data centers in general right now?
Yeah, so I think just the rise of AI has brought data centers to the forefront. But again, it's important to remember there are different types of data centers that serve different kind of functions. So, imagine these things, right? The average home has about 20 connected devices. So think about your Ring doorbell, your Alexa, your desktop computer, your laptop. I have 4 children, we probably have more than 20 devices. None of those devices would work without data centers. So the more we rely on digital services, that's been, driving the demand in data centers and bringing that really to the forefront.
And Megan, before we go, I just want to reiterate that CoreSite has been engaging with community members, and you're willing to continue that engagement.
We are doing that. We've actually entered the City of Denver's mediation process.
Okay.
So we're working with the city, we're working with community stakeholders to develop a community good neighbor agreement, just to understand what the concerns are, what else we can be. We want to be a responsible builder, and part of that is just educating and just being very transparent. We're actually launching a new webpage on coresite.com. They'll be translated in Spanish as well, just to have site-specific information, but also an opportunity for community members to sign up to hear regular updates from us. So that will be live in the next couple weeks.
All right, Megan Ruskowski, CoreSite's Vice President of Marketing and Sales. Thank you so much for joining us for this
Thank
Real
you, Micah.
Talk.
I appreciate it.
All right. Coming up, Denver has data centers and has had them for decades, but recently, city council members announced they are considering a moratorium on new data centers. After the break, we're hearing directly from city leaders about what led to this decision and what this means for current data centers in Denver. This is Real Talk with Micah Smith. Welcome back to Real Talk with Micah Smith. As we continue our conversation about data centers, we want to bring in some perspectives from Denver city leaders. City Council is currently considering a pause on new data center projects in the city. Denver Mayor Mike Johnston says this is to review regulations and put guardrails in place that protect resources and quality of life. Shortly after the city announcement that city leaders were considering this pause, our Veronica Acosta sat down with Mayor Johnston and City Council members Paul Cashman and Darrell Watson to talk about it. All three have different perspectives to share, and here is part of that conversation.
Mayor, I will start with you. A pause on data centers. Why?
The reality is we know we all use more and more data every single day. If you're talking to ChatGPT, or you're streaming a video, or you're just checking Instagram, the city is demanding far more data. That means we need more data centers to store that. But at the same time, we know building the type of data centers we're building now are different than other things the city builds. They require more water, they require more energy, they have different structural needs. And so we know community members now have questions about where will these pop up? Where should they best be located in the city? How should they be regulated? What are the guidelines? And because this is a new thing in this version for the city, we want to make sure the city has the right regulations to determine the right time, place, and manner for those data centers. So Councilman Cashman, Councilman Watson are leading on this effort because they have the same question. They want to both make sure we can build more data centers and that they go in the right place, protect our climate, and protect our communities. And so we think this gives us the time to get public feedback and get that design right.
Councilmember Cashman, why was it important for you to be involved in this?
Well, we're in the same position that cities around the country are in as these data centers become a more increasing part of the landscape of controlling data. They come with them substantial impacts, and they use a ton of water, they use a ton of electricity, and they can generate noise along the way. We don't put 20-story buildings in every neighborhood in the city. We don't put data centers in every neighborhood in the city. So again, as with our fellow jurisdictions, we're just needing to push the pause button and take a look at what regulations we might be able to put into place to see if there is room for more data centers in Denver. I look forward to seeing the city assemble a group of people from all corners of the discussion to figure out how we best regulate data centers.
And Councilmember Watson, there's a data center that's going up in the Globeville neighborhood, some pushback from some community members. Did that go into the decision to be a part of this?
Thank you so much for this interview. I think it's extremely important that we have this dialogue. And obviously, the role of City Council as a legislative branch is to ensure that we have regulations, codes, laws that protect our communities, our community health, community water. And so all of the above. Obviously, community members have been reaching out to me because, of course, we do not have a regulatory environment right now that governs data centers. That is not sustainable. So yes, community members have led to this decision, but I ran on a platform to ensure that I protect my communities, that I advance things that help to sustain a strong environment. The water use, the energy use for data centers needs to be regulated, and I look forward to working with my colleagues and working with the administration to make sure we have common sense regulation going forward.
Mayor, what's the potential for clear and consistent guidelines? What does that even mean?
Well, I think it would be determining, where in the city are we best situated to put these kind of structures? What resources will they need? What kind of water will they need? What kind of energy supply will they need? How do we make sure we can meet that need that they have? And how can we do it without impacting other residents? If they have a lot of need for water, how do we make sure it's not making someone else's water bill go up or someone else's water demand be unavailable? Same with electricity. But we think there is a way to do this. I mean, there are data centers in Denver. We've had them for more than 20 years. You probably walk by them every day and don't even know they're there. The gas and light building downtown, the beautiful building with all the lights on it, that's been a data center inside that building for 20 years. But the data demands of 20 years ago were not the same as what they are today. And so as we build the next generation of these, we think it's going to be an entity unto itself. And we regulate almost all other forms of buildings in our current building codes. And so we want to have the right set of regulations and parameters to do it with these sites. I think we can do it and do it effectively.
What's the timeline here?
I think it'll take a handful of months for us to be able to get the right feedback from the public, be able to work with the council and look at what the potential regulations could be, work with our planning department. And so we don't think it needs to be a long pause, but we think even folks that want to build data centers also want the same certainty to know what are the expectations, what are the impact. We think this is stability for the market, but most important, it's clarity for residents to know if one of these does come up in my neighborhood, what will it mean for me in terms of water or electricity or noise.
And I'll be clear, the administration has been leaning into this, but this is also going to be led by community voices. And so the timing for when and how is going to be informed by community input.
Mayor, have there been any discussions with data center operators or companies that build these kind of centers?
Well, yeah, Councilman Cashman and I went to visit one of them. And so we've been talking to those partners about what the opportunities they see, what the challenges they see. We've been talking to community members who have concerns. And so we've been talking to each of those partners. The council members have done a great job on that stakeholder engagement. But I think this is a place where we feel like this is quintessentially who Denver is. We are both a pro-business city and we are a pro-climate city. We both want to be one of the world headquarters for advances in technology, things like quantum computing that are headquartered here in Denver. And we want to be one of the first cities in the country to get to zero emissions by 2040 in terms of protecting our climate and keeping Colorado green and beautiful the way we want to. And so we think this is not a false choice of picking one or the other. We got to find a way to be able to deliver both.
So many different opinions there. And at the heart of it all is the question, what is best for Denver? And that is this week's episode of Real Talk with Micah Smith. We are so thankful that every week you choose to tune in for this real talk on issues that impact Coloradans who are often overlooked. If there's a real talk you would like to have, please let me know. You can send me an email at micah.smith@denver7.com. In the meantime, you can find all of our shows on denver7.com/realtalk. Have a great day.